manager for the Lawrence Douglas County region, and I do the travel training for Lawrence Transit. Over here I have Taylor Hall. She is the transit planner for Lawrence Transit, and together we're going to be doing some travel training today. So first we're going to do a little bit of PowerPoint presentation, and then we're going to mosey on over and catch the Route 8. That's going to take us through KU campus and then over to Central Station. I'll give you guys a quick tour of Central Station. We'll hop back on the bus, drop back off here, and you guys can continue your day. So how many of you have ridden the bus before? You have, and you have? You three have? No? All right. Have you ridden any kind of public transportation before? Not in a long time. After today, hopefully you guys are going to be experts and you're just going to be getting on and going wherever you want to go. So we're going to talk about the system, some available services, how to do some trip planning. We're going to gloss over fares a little bit. We don't have fares currently, but just to be aware of what that looks like. And then about some passenger behavior, and then some other regional services. And so Lawrence Transit is a system that is comprised of two different entities. So you have the City of Lawrence, Lawrence Transit, and then you have KU on Wheels. So on the back end, there are two separate entities, two separate agencies that are running this unified system. We are running routes 1 through running routes 30 plus. So on the back end, it looks like, you know, a little chaotic and stuff where there's two different entities doing all this route planning, but then on the user side, it's all one unified system. And so one question we get a lot is, oh, I see a KU bus is driving, can I get on that bus even though I'm not a KU student? The answer is yes, anybody can ride any bus. And right now, everything is fare free, so you don't have to worry about paying anything to get on the bus. The system generally runs 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. I say generally because as we look at specific routes later on, we'll see that some routes might start at like 6:30 for that specific first trip, and then some routes might end a little bit early at 7:34 for some routes. And then there are some KU Lawrence City routes that might run till, you know, almost 10 p.m. during the semester, but go back to 8 p.m. during B schedule or when KU is not in session. So this is what our service calendar looks like. This is your bread and butter to figure out when you can actually catch the bus. You all have, if you cannot, to that very back panel, you'll be able to see that service calendar. One thing I'd like to point out is that there are blacked out dates. Those blacked out dates, like this coming Monday, are service. So that's going to be Labor Day. Everybody's going to be off. So if you go wait next to the bus stop, you're going to be waiting for a real long time. So don't do that on Monday. Just to prep your brains a little bit, we're going to talk about Transit app and our on-demand service. Central Station, which we will go see together. August route adjustments that just took place. And then I'll talk about our electric bus program a little bit, and then more on our fare free. So this is a zoomed in picture of our fixed route service. Oh, got a little wonky there. So like I said earlier, routes 1 through 12, it's a little hard to read, so you might have to look at your accordion side of the route guide, but routes 1 through 12 are going to be those city routes, and then those KU routes are going to be 30 to 43. That's just a good thing to have in mind, simply because a lot of the KU routes are not going to be in operation when KU is out of session. So certain routes like those there will either not be in session or will be on limited service hours. So it's really good to know ahead of time what's available to you and when. We do like to practice a philosophy of every route is a strong route, and so most of all of our bus routes are going to serve a grocery store, medical facilities and schools and other high priority destinations. And so every year we try to ensure that every route is having the best impact on the people who are using it. This is an image of the our T-Lift, which is our paratransit service. This is a service with a disability that prevents them from using the fixed route service. This will have the same general hours as the fixed route service, and it is a service, so it will pick you up in front of your residence, your house, your apartment, wherever you live, and it'll drop you off directly in front of wherever your final destination is, and then you have your return trip scheduled. There is an application for this. Part A is for you to fill out, and Part B is for a qualified professional. And so that qualified professional could be like a doctor, a nurse, physical therapist, so on and so forth. Do we have any questions on that? All right. This is what the on-demand buses look like. So we have a service called Lawrence Transit On Demand. It was planned to function similar to like a Uber or Lyft service where you can book your trip, but demand is so super high right now that most people are actually planning their trips 5 or 6 days in advance. And so this is a free service currently as well. This one starts at 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. Monday through Saturday, and then Sunday it's like, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and then there's a little break, and then it starts back up again. But this is a good service for people who work like third shift, working overnights and everything, so we really value this service for people who are working overnights and want to make sure that they still maintain the ability to get to work and back home. There is an app for this. It's called Lawrence Transit On Demand, so you can look at the Play Store, whether you're Apple or Android, and you can download that. Now to talk about a little bit of trip planning. So this is my favorite way of how to do trip planning. We do have an app, and we will go over that as well. But for the most part, like no matter where you are, no matter what kind of internet service you have, this will always be like super accurate and have everything that you need to know on how to navigate. There are a few things I do want you to pay attention to on this, and the first one is that there is a date range here. So every August we do make adjustments to the system, and so these get reprinted every August and they expire July 31st of every year. Whenever you pick one of these up, you look at the date range to make sure that the one you have is valid. We also try to change the background color and the image and the back cover just to make sure that it looks extremely different from the previous one, so it's obvious that it's different. But when in doubt, make sure you check on the date. On the back panel, there's some information about one of our new ongoing events called Thriving Thursdays. This is a partnership between Lawrence Transit, Harvesters, and Just Food. Harvesters and Just Food are food pantries and food distributors, and so on the second and third Thursday of every month, one of those two entities will be at Central Station, and they'll be distributing free groceries. So just wanted to plug that in there so you guys know about that. And this is the part of the route guide that gets a little bit more confusing for most people. Taylor, do you want to go on the stage and help point at things with me? Sweet, thanks. Yes, so this is, if you flip to Route 8 in the middle of your route guide, this is one of our schedules. So this is what the schedules will generally look like, and this is the schedule we'll be following today. There's just a couple elements I wanted to pay attention to. So in the top left corner, it's going to say 8 in a purple circle, and it says Central Station to Peaslee Tech via KU and Haskell Indian Nations University. So that is the name of the route, is Route 8, and this description is going to summarize where it's going to go and how it's going to go there. So that's one part. And then below that, there's a purple A that is depicting a time point. Each route has points, and these are locations where the bus will not be passing before a given time. There are purple hash numbers or blue hash numbers that are going to align with those purple dots on the map, which are our bus stops. Of course, there's a compass northeast, south, and west, so you know which direction you're looking. And so when you're using this, there's a couple different things to look at before you start doing your trip planning. The first is figuring out whether you're going northbound or if you're going southbound. That's going to determine what side of the street you're standing on. So just remember that the doors on the bus are on the right side of the bus, and that is the side of the street that they pick you up on. And so if you are on the south side of the street, you are probably going to be going east and or south. If you are on the other side of the street, you are going to be north and or west. So just make sure you are on the right side of the street to go the direction that you actually want to go, or else you'll still get there, but it's going to take a lot longer than you were planning. Next up is looking at the timetables here. So each table is going to be a little bit different, but we have this gray, white, gray, white, gray, white, and then solid gray, pattern going on here, and each pattern on each route is going to be a little bit different. So the gray, white, gray, white, gray, white generally denotes that this is peak service period. So peak service means that pretty much every 30 minutes, the bus is going to be running through that area for you. So every 30 minutes at time point A, the bus will be there. At time point B, every 30 minutes is going to be there. So yeah, that column there is time point A, B, C, and D. And so every 30 minutes, it's going to be there. Then that big block of gray at the bottom means that we are pulling buses off of the street to save on some money, because we have not found the money tree yet. We're still looking for it. It's a struggle, but that means every hour the bus is going to be passing through that specific time point. One more key thing to remember about that is that when you are trying to navigate on Saturdays, we do have, so on Saturdays, only look at the gray times. So only gray for Saturdays only. When you are looking at your route guide and you're trying to figure out how to get around, let's say we are starting at here at Haskell, and we are trying to get to Central Station. And so we are at time point C, and we are trying to get to time point A towards the top left. Oh, come on, Taylor, you gotta get a little taller than that. So if we are starting at time point C and trying to get to time point A, we know that we are going northbound, right? And so if we leave here and catch the bus at 7:41, we know that the bus will take us to Central Station and we will arrive around 7:58. Do you follow that on the chart? You can think of that in forward or reverse. You can say, I have an 8 o'clock appointment with Dre at Central Station because I lost my phone or whatever and he's helping me get it back. So if my appointment's at 8 o'clock, what time do I need to catch the bus from Haskell? And you can look backwards and say, the bus will be through here at 7:41. Does that make sense to everyone? This is usually the trickiest part about using the system, is that people don't understand how to read the route guide, and it is very intimidating at first, but with some practice, you learn it, you become a pro very quickly, and then you can actually use this to transfer between 2 or 3 different buses. So just make sure you have a solid understanding of how to read this, and if you do have questions while we're riding the bus or at Central Station, definitely let me know. One last is that along 23rd Street and Mass, there is a little gray square that has the number 5 in it. So these are transfer points where you can transfer to other bus routes very easily. That means the timing works out very well, and there's another bus that's going to be passing through that area. So each individual route will have little gray boxes that say you can easily transfer to X route and get to a different location. When it comes to mobile tools, we have a service called Transit. So whatever store that you get your apps from, you can download the Transit app. It'll have that little, that white square there. It'll probably be inverse colors, but it'll have the squiggly line with the square, and that is the Transit app. That is a trip planning tool. It is very, very helpful, and it has a lot of information. So once you open that, It's going to look a little bit different than these pictures because they just did a massive update on the user interface. So it's going to look a little bit more like, almost like playing cards a little bit. But as soon as you open the app, it'll have you make a quick like 10-second profile. It'll assign you a cute little animal or critter for your profile picture. And then based off of your GPS location, it'll show you the top like 4 or 5 routes closest to your geographical location. You can click on any of those routes and slide down and it'll show you the real-time location of the bus. Or you can go into the search bar, which is seen in purple, kind of seen in purple, and it will allow you to type in the name or address of a location. I believe that portion of the app is somewhat powered by Google, so you can say Lawrence Public Library, and it will populate the directions on how to get to Lawrence Public Library. And so if you did that, catch one, which goes through Haskell, and it goes to downtown. And so it'll say, leave in 5 minutes, walk 3 minutes to the bus stop, get on, stay on there for, 7 stops, and then boom, you're gonna be there. So this is, yeah, go for it.
You can also set your walking speed on there. So if you're like my dad, I sprint beside him, then you can set it at like nearly sprinting. Or if you're like strolling through campus, then, and you usually do that, then you can set it on slow. And so it'll calculate the time that you need to walk to the bus based off of your setting.
Yeah, I'm a pretty fast walker usually. I'm like,
I'm not in the wintertime. I slow down a lot.
oh no, that's when I'm at my fastest. I'm like, get me out of here. Do we have any quick questions about Transit app? All right, download that. There is a learning curve on using the app, so I recommend in your free time, just download it, look around, look at all the settings. There are some settings for different mobility needs, so if you need to walk less or you don't mind walking more, that will kind of change the directions that it gives you. So just play around with all the different settings, and there's leave now settings or arrive by settings. That's something important to know about. So if you say leave by, it'll change. It could potentially change the time of which you arrive at your final destination based off of which bus that you catch. We also use Google Maps for trip planning. I will say that in August, please do not use Google Maps for trip planning. We update all of our stuff in the system, and it's a lot of big technical mumbo jumbo, but our GTFS feed gets pushed out to Transit and to Google Maps. And Google always seems to struggle to like get everything in there immediately. No. My phone's Google was like, oh yes, this is my moment. No, just calm down. But sometimes it takes Google Maps a couple weeks to get up to speed properly and start showing everything accurately. And so August, I do not recommend using Google Maps in August, but besides accurate and on time. So there are very similar settings in Google Maps that Transit has. They have the leave now, arrive by. They have, more or less walking. So they have pretty much everything that Transit has. And then this is our Lawrence Transit website. If you do have any questions, for the most part, the first 10 or 11 pages of the route guide are going to just have information about travel training, code of conduct, how to ride the bus, phone numbers and emails. But if you need additional information, there's always the website, or you could call our customer service line and talk to Jared. Right now, we do not have any fares on our fixed route system, paratransit system, or on-demand system. Any of that could change. We could bring fares back, but we would have a really long, lengthy process before bringing fares back where we had some public engagement and stuff. But I just wanted to highlight that we used to have fares, and then we did take them away in 2023, and we continue to do so. This is just an example of what the bus passes used to look like. So some passenger behavior stuff that I wanted to talk to you about is interlining. So interlining is a feature where two different bus routes will kind of more or less be combined. And so here you see there's an orange one and a blue one. You can see that, right? Kind of. So the orange one would historically take its full circle all day long. The blue will take it all day long. And that white dot is the common terminal. So if you lived in those houses to the top right, you would catch your bus, you would get off the bus at the white dot, you'd wait for the blue bus, you get on the blue bus, and you go to wherever you needed to go, and that's how it would work. But with interlining, that orange bus is going to go around, pick you up at your house at the top right, and at the white dot, you don't have to get off the bus because the sign on the bus is going to flip, and your orange bus will now be the blue bus, and it will keep driving. And so with interlining, it allows us to reduce the number of transfers that we are making people do, which slows down the system when the buses are waiting and picking up and dropping people off like that. Yes, I know I'm not connected to the internet. No, I do not. And it will allow somebody to get from point A to point B without having to get off a bus, onto a different bus and waiting outside for that. So a lot of our buses do interline. So our 1, 5, 2, 3, 9, and 11, 12 all will interline. And what that looks like in practice is, this is an example of Route 12. So if you look at Route 12 in your route guide, it starts at the Southwest Middle School area way down in the southwest, and it goes up Castle and east on Bob Billings, and it goes to Central Station. At Central Station, it will park in the bus 11 bay and flip its head sign to say Route 11. People can get off and people can get on, and then it will continue from Central Station as Route 11 and go down to the South Iowa Loop where Big Walmart and the post office are. After it does this loop, it'll go back up Iowa, up Naismith, and then it'll go through campus back to Central Station, where it will park in the bus 12 bay and continue back on as bus 12. And so we will have 3 or 4 buses en route going backward and forward. So there should always be an 11, there should always be a 12, and they will be crisscrossing back and forth all day long. Some tips for riders. How am I doing on time? Cool. Some tips for riders. When you get on the bus, especially if you're new and you have questions, ask your driver. The drivers, they generally have driven this route for days, months, weeks, and they know the route like the back of their hand. And so they are your first person that you ask for help because they know this route like the back of their hand. So a bus is considered on time up to 5 minutes late. Buses have to follow the rules of traffic. Buses cannot fly or anything, and so there's traffic jams, there's car accidents, there's construction. Sometimes there's a new driver. So there's all kinds of lots going through passengers that, that messes with the timing a little bit. And so buses can be a little bit late, but if you're at a time point, they should not be passing through a time point early. But the rule of thumb is get to your bus stop, 10 minutes early. I'd rather you wait for 10 minutes, get to your bus stop early, catch your bus, get to your destination, rather than get there too late, miss your bus, have to wait 30 minutes or an hour for your second bus, depending on if we're on peak or off-peak period, and then your whole afternoon or whole schedule is ruined just because of a 5 or 10 minute arriving late at the bus stop. The buses will only pick you up and drop you off at designated bus stops. And we don't have any tickets or fares right now, but I will highlight that please bring all of the items with you that you brought onto the bus. We do have a lost and found at Central Station. I'll show you guys what that looks like. The first week of classes being back in session, the amount of lost and found items at least quadrupled. So please just be cognizant of what you bring on and make sure you're packing it back off. Last spring, I had a gentleman who actually was just staring at his phone and got off the bus, and he left his backpack, which had his passport, his laptop, and other really important documents in it, and he was super freaked out. And we got all the stuff back. we were able to call dispatch. Dispatch radioed the driver and had them do a sweep of the vehicle to find any items. They found it and they returned it back to Central Station. But generally speaking, lost and found items returned to Central Station by 1 o'clock of the following day. When you're at the bus stop, try to make sure that you are near the bus stop sign and that you are visible. I know that it gets super hot, super cold, super windy. The weather here is ridiculous sometimes. People want to hide under trees, behind things to protect themselves from the elements. But if your driver cannot see you and you are not at a time point and they're not running behind schedule, they will not stop and you can be missed. So if the bus driver cannot see you, they will not stop to pick you up. If you know you're late and you do everything that you can, do a cartwheel, I don't know, get their attention. I've been on travel trainings before where I was instructing a group of people and then somebody else on the bus was like, "Oh, wait up, driver, somebody else is coming. They're running, they were flailing their arms running, trying to get the attention, and somebody else on the bus saw them." So make sure you're visible, and a second late, there is a chance that they might stop for you. When you're boarding the bus, always try to board in the front and get off in the second door. That creates a nice flow of traffic. We do have a ramp that deploys from the bus, and so with that, if you are a wheelchair user pushing a stroller or a small cart, or if you just have a disability that prevents you from lifting your legs all the way up, that ramp is at such a gradual incline that you are able to still get on and off the bus relatively easily. And then if you do need to use the ramp, just tell the driver. They're not going to ask questions. Say, "Hey, can you deploy the ramp?" They'll deploy it for you. Just stand back 4 or 5 feet for them to deploy that safely, and then you can get on, then they close it back up. Usually we pay fare, but we don't have fares right now. Making a transfer. So if you do need to make a transfer and it is not at Central Station or downtown, or if you know that your bus is running late, tell your driver as soon as you get on the bus. That driver will be able to tell based off of their time whether they will be able to meet that other bus or not. If they know they're going to miss that other bus, they can radio that other driver and say, "Hey, can you hold back 2 minutes? I've got a passenger waiting for you." And if that bus is able to, they can hold back for a couple minutes and then you're able to make your transfer. So if you need a transfer, tell your driver as soon as you get onto the bus. When you're on the bus, take a seat. The bigger buses, they do have room for standing, but we prefer everybody to sit down if at all possible. When you're on KU campus, sometimes it is standing room only. That's acceptable. But for the most part, we like people to sit down, be courteous of one another. We do have a code of conduct. So the code of conduct is on page 5 and 6. And so with that code of conduct, we have adopted a pretty decent suspension policy. But the code of conduct is really about general respect and common sense things. Don't talk on the phone extremely loud. Don't listen to loud music. If you need loud music, you have headphones for that. Be courteous and kind to one another. And it's really just like following like that golden rule. So if you abide by all of that and listen to whatever details or instructions from the driver, then you should be good to go. One other thing is food and drinks. Food and drinks are allowed. We like people to go to the grocery store to get the food. But when it comes to drinks, please make sure it is in a spill-proof container. So do not use like a Walmart cup, or not a Walmart, a McDonald's cup that if you drop it, the lid falls off and the entire drink flows out at once. If that happens, they pull the bus over, they call another bus, the other bus has to come from the opposite side of town. Takes like 30 minutes to get through all the traffic and all the stoplights, and you have to sit there the whole time, and then you have to get to the new bus, and it's just a whole disaster. So try to avoid big spills and stuff like that. When you need to exit, pull the pull cord a block away. How are we on time? 10:30. Where's the bus showing up on the map? Is it at Peasley?
Should be taking off from Peasley now.
All right. So we are getting ready to hop on to Route 8. There we go.
Just FYI, the ID machines are finally working, or the photo ID machines are working fine.
So right now we are short on buses because we've had a lot of mechanical failures lately. So we're going to be in a smaller bus. So I don't believe I'll have room for everybody in the auditorium today. But I think it can fit 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 to 14 people with me standing. So how many do we have here today? 2, 4.
Who's all planning to go?
Who all would like to go with us on the bus? Hands up high for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. Okay, yeah, we could accommodate that. So yeah, we will head out in just a minute to the bus stop, and then we will catch the Route 8 going northbound. When we go pick up the bus, I'll show you that we can fit bikes on buses. They have to go into the bike rack, not inside of the bus. Each bus has a bike rack that fits 2 bikes. And then we'll gloss over these other services here. If we have any questions, we can ask those while we're outside waiting for the bus. I'll just gather all your belongings, and yeah, Taylor will be the lead and we can collect everybody. Yes, you're very welcome.
I'm Julia.
Hi.
Yeah, sorry, I missed you over here. I was running around. But
Yeah, it's orientation day, right?
Yes,
So yeah, it's a lot of
Oh, you're
busyness.
tall.
Yeah.
You can go check in if you haven't checked in. See them? Okay. Yeah, so only thing else after this is the resource fair at 10 p.m. at STIP. Yeah, that's a really good thing.
And there will be other different Lawrence Transit staff at that one.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, Lawrence Transit.
I do have a quick question though.
Yeah.
You did say for Route 12 there's a way to get to Walmart. Is the Walmart right here, right?
So this is Central Station here. So if you take Route 12 to Central Station, on that same bus, it'll turn into the 11. Oops, wrong direction. And then the 11 goes through campus, and then it goes south, and it goes to Walmart there.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay. Thank you.
you're welcome.
How old are you? 6, 7,
6'9".
9. Oh.
Ooh,
You mind being mic'd up while we?
yeah, go for it.
I'll keep in contact. I'm going to do several more of these
Perfect.
throughout the semester. We have so many people interested.
Yes, and hopefully we have our bigger buses back online by then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. That was a good presentation.
Thank you.
You're a good speaker.
I do this so many times. This is the second time this week.
You're just to the point and yeah,
Yes.
great voice. Glad to have you again.
Yeah, definitely. I love doing this, and
You can catch the bus closer to you guys if you're in Blaylock or something. There's a stop right in front of it. But let's walk over to the bus stop.
yeet yeet. Did we have any questions while we're walking?
I don't know. How long is the route? How long are you guys gonna walk? He'll mostly talk on the bus.
Yeah. Can I see your route guide real quick?
How long is the route round trip?
Round trip. Let's see. I guess I put it in the email, but I can't remember exactly.
We're back 11:30.
Yeah, we'll be back at 11:30
Wait,
or
12.
12 noon. Sorry.
You guys have stuff.
Yeah, we'll
We're
be.
gonna take a tour around Central Station.
Mm-hmm.
Show you guys everything over there because there's a couple different things, and then we'll get back on the bus.
shop there?
There is.
Oh, nice.
I remember
Yes.
reading that somewhere.
Yeah.
I take the bus normally, so
Yeah, I think I've talked to you before about on demand one time.
yes.
Yes. Where are we walking?
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep walking. But yeah, I was a transfer at Haskell. Oh, cool. And way back. Oh, nice.
I love that. Yeah, I went to K-State, so I'm not from around these parts. But we still bleed purple, so there's still that. Where is our stop?
It's there, in front of the cultural center.
Oh.
I'm at Cole.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Or no.
Yeah.
It's dangerous.
It's so dangerous. There's so much traffic. So danger, so danger.
Man, I wish we were in a big bus.
I know, me too. But so, you didn't get a hold of anybody there?
I talked to David and he was like, he told me about it, but he kind of like wasn't really saying anything if there was available buses for the big ones.
Next time I'll talk to him. I'll bully him into.
Yeah, you need to do that.
I'm still on mic. Never mind.
Poor man.
I need this now.
Do you know kids, like some people go like this when they're on the phone now and stuff like that?
Really?
Yeah. Well,
That's-
maybe they'll start doing this again because they're flip phones.
Possibly. So we have peak and off-peak service where we have the 30-minute then the hour service, and that looks different on different routes. So on Route 8, the first, almost 2/3 of the day are going to be peak service, and then the end of the day is going to be off-peak, whereas most other lines are going to be peak in the morning, off-peak in the middle, and then peak in the end. So that kind of reflects the natural movements of people. And so most bus routes, people are going to school or work in the morning, and then nobody's really doing very much in the middle of the day. And then in the evening, everybody's going home and running their end of the day errands, so on and so forth. But when we looked at the data for Route 8, it did not reflect those patterns. We found that ridership was extremely high all morning up until around noon, 1 o'clock, and that's when ridership took a really drastic dip. And so we changed when the peak and off-peak services for Route 8 to give people more service when they are riding it more. So we do look at all the data. We do try to make sure that we are being responsive to the natural flow of people and people's needs.
We try to look at all the data.
We try.
There's a lot of it.
There is so much data. It's like, what's happening? I don't know how you look at data all day. I'd go cross-eyed.
Yeah, my eyes hurt. But if you do have comments or questions about the service, if you have suggestions, you can let us know any time of the year, not just when we have surveys out. And we live in a small town-ish here in Lawrence. It's only 100,000 people, and half of them are students.
Yeah.
So we try to listen all year, and
for the summers it drops
implement.
drastically.
Yeah.
In the summer it feels pretty dead here, but
It's kind of nice.
That's what feels back home. I'm from Buffalo.
Yeah. Yeah, from Manhattan, I have the same experience living in a college town where every summer it just gets empty, and I'm like, oh wow, I can get across town in 10 minutes. This is nice.
opposite in Anchorage, right? Yeah.
So you mean Manhattan, Kansas, right?
Yeah, Manhattan, Kansas.
Is that where you're from originally?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go Wildcats, yeah.
From California, and our little town has like 1,000 people.
Ooh.
Yeah, no buses, no stoplights, nothing.
Ooh.
No stoplights.
I've seen those towns. I've never lived in one.
Really good in like a little valley, so
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm from Buffalo, New York. So there's a bus.
Yeah, baby bus, baby bus.
Yes, we are currently on. There's been quite a few crashes since KU started. We had about 4 in one day, so we've had to switch to the little buses.
All right, fill on in. Try to fill in through the back first and. Perfect. All right, I'll have you get on before me. Thank you. So there's just a couple things I just want to teach you about on the bus. So always say hi to your driver. Your drivers are always super nice, and this is your first line of defense. You know, if you have questions, comments, concerns, your driver can help you out with that. These are the pull cords. So this is how you notify your driver that you'd like to get off of the bus. When you are looking at your route guide or on your transit app, you'll see all the purple dots. Those are your designated bus stops. Those are where you can get off and on. And so with that, if you know you're about a block away from your purple dot, you can pull the cord. It'll make a dinging sound. And then, I don't know on this bus, but most of the other buses, there will be a small screen and it'll say stop requested. So we're on one of our little tiny baby buses. There is information here. So we try to keep these full of route guides. I actually have some extra route guides, so I'll just fill it up while I'm here. And then see if my water bottle doesn't strangle me. But yeah, while you're on the bus, feel free to just look out the windows and enjoy. It's nice to ride the bus and learn where all the places your bus will pass by, especially if it's like a grocery store or a government office, a medical office, you know, a school, something like that. So there we go. And then if you don't mind slipping those in that cage right there. Perfect. So yeah, do we have any questions while we're on the bus or any comments from you, Taylor?
On the right, you can see Coffee and Haskell Indian Nations University. We actually, last year, we added this to go along Perimeter Road. And like, that's pretty far walk when I was a student. So I was like, let's go deeper into campus. And Haskell said that was fine. So we added some bus stops here next to power plant, Jeff Thorpe, and Navarre Hall and stuff. And then over by Blaylock and Ross Hall and whatnot. So now you can catch the bus on both sides of the road, right here in campus. Get out of the cafeteria and catch the bus.
Yeah. I'm super glad to have Taylor on the team. Taylor's lived experience has helped the future of Lawrence Transit a lot. So Taylor's advocated very strongly for more bus routes on Haskell and making sure that the bus goes a lot deeper into Haskell and serves people a lot more efficiently. So I want to thank Taylor for all your work and advocacy on that end.
I get paid to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Changed that. So it now goes straight from over by the cultural center downtown. So
Yes.
now you can catch the bus from Haskell and go straight downtown. You don't have to go all loopsy-daisy through town. You can just get right on for free.
Yep.
I used to make that walk. It's a couple miles.
Yeah.
Now you don't have to.
I used to live here my first year. I wish there could be bus
This
stop
is
right
actually
here.
where my
Right here?
Yeah, because you know there's like a.
Oh, so you're a Haskell rascal.
Yeah. Okay. We'll take that in.
Because there's one over there, I understand, but you know there's.
When did you graduate Haskell?
Do you get a lot more people standing over there, or?
2000.
No, but you know old people.
Oh, my
come
cousin
from
Green
there,
was right there.
Okay.
2000.
and I understand. I mean, this one is here, so everybody from there has to go here. You know.
Oh yeah.
To go here. We'll have to change that.
Yeah.
Change that.
I mean, it's subway loud.
Yeah.
Sometimes if I don't feel like going to the clinic, depending on what time, I just
wait for them to stop and play like just take the bus. Because I just go to like walking 10 minutes in 95 degrees.
Yeah, I mean that's what the bus is for. Also, like that's what the circulators on KU campus do. They just go in big circles all day. Yeah.
So you guys have to run. You catch the bus.
I'm glad you're on the bus.
Yeah.
You will be going through KU, and at this hour, you will experience something extraordinary there. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Is it the traffic?
Traffic? We're going uphill.
Yep.
We kind of skirt through near the engineering.
This is the worst hour.
This is the worst hour? Oh, perfect.
Before 11 and before 12.
Before 11 and right before 12?
Yeah.
Yeah, we advocate for them to have better traffic control on campus.
Is that your fault that we have speed bumps in that people don't see?
There is no traffic control there.
There is no traffic control
It's
up
like-
there.
You
See, there's just people right there. You just gotta look real close.
Yeah, that would be a request to MSO to get that repainted.
Go out there and paint it.
There's another one coming up
Change the
too.
city how you want.
Yeah. So there is an app. What is the app called? See-Click Fix, I think. And you can take pictures of things around town that are issues, and it gets automatically like routed to the right department of the city for them to come in and correct it. I've used it before on where I live. So I live in like the Prairie Park neighborhood, and right by the entrance of my street, it was just like crumbling and potholes and stuff like that. And I was walking my dogs, and I took a couple pictures and I put them in the app, and then a week and a half later they were all filled. So yeah, anybody can do it. A lot of people don't know about it or don't remember, but if you directly contact the powers that be, then they can do something about it. A lot of people get on social media and complain about things, but like that's not a route to get it to the people who can actually fix it. And so always try to figure out what's the proper way of how to directly get this information to the people who can make the change. So if you have recommendations for Lawrence Transit, you can go onto our website. We do have a comment form on there. There's contact information on this, first page here, so you can email us, message us on Facebook, or you can call our customer service line and you'll talk to Jared, and all these different ways of how to directly get into contact with us that don't involve social media. Yeah, where we might never see the comment. Yeah. Oh yeah, all kinds of emails. Yes. And this first page here, there's all these circles here. So this is the list or the summary of adjustments from July to August. So every August we make changes. This is that summary of changes from last year to this year. So if it's a fresh August and you knew the routes from last year, just take a look at this part here and it'll tell you this is the main summary of that change, and then you can flip to, oh, I need to see that, oh, Route 8 did have changes, so what does it look like now? So all these different ways.
On your right is La Pasadita. I don't know if I said that right. Thank you. And they have tacos, and you can buy them all apart, and they also have karaoke.
Ooh.
And Mexican Coke. A lot of history skills.
Heck yeah. I didn't know they had karaoke. I haven't been there for a little while.
Yeah, it was fun to watch all the kids.
Oh, I love that. You guys can have this one.
Thank you.
Yeah. There we go. There was something. So we do have some community partners. We have the Senior Resource Center, and we have Independence Inc. So the Senior Resource Center primarily serves older adults and some individuals with disabilities. It's a really cool service. So if you do know any older adults that do need that kind of transportation care, definitely feel free to contact them. And then Independence Inc., they do general public transportation, but they only have 5 vehicles right now, maybe 4 vehicles right now, 4 vehicles, 4 or 5 drivers. And their coolest feature is that they do out-of-town non-emergency medical trips. So if you have a doctor's appointment in Kansas City, per se, they perform those trips for only $30 for a round trip. And so they are usually booked 3 weeks in advance. So the earlier you know of an appointment, definitely book it. But yeah, so if you need that kind of like transportation service, they're the only agency that I have right now in Douglas County that performs that.
And on your right is Taylor's Donuts.
Yeah.
It used to be a lunch but now it's a gourmet donut shop. It's pretty cute.
Yeah.
Best donuts in town.
Best donuts in town.
Oh,
Definitely, yeah.
so this Lawrence High School over here on the left-hand side. The Lions.
She's out.
And we can see KU campus over here on the right now. Naismith Hall. They recently painted it gray and looks very prison-like.
Yeah, that's very militant. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that.
But it's super fancy on the inside.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Feels less
Very sterile or
modern.
modern? Okay.
But there is a program where you can take KU classes or any from Haskell students. Are any of you guys gonna take
Next
KU
one over there?
classes?
Oh, the Haskell
Yeah,
Kid
over there.
program?
Yeah, the exchange.
Plan on it, yeah, for next
Okay,
for the
yeah.
spring.
So you can take any course that's not offered by KU, by Haskell at KU. One per semester usually. Although I've heard people skirting that.
Listening.
And if you are a KU student, you can use their amenities. So you can use the gym, you can use the swimming pool,
What about games?
you can sign games.
Like basketball
Oh
games?
yeah, you can get free tickets to games. You can.
Thank you.
Mhm. Have a good one.
I'm forgetting. There's all kinds of stuff at KU. Use it up. That's
Yeah.
what I do.
Yep, use every resource available to you. I remember when I was at K-State, like when people gave away like free stuff or had events, I was a goblin. I was taking 1, 2 of everything.
I mean, KU's been, for the most part, very generous in including Haskell students in some events as well.
Good.
KU students can take a class at Haskell as well. As part of the
We can use the gym of Haskell too.
What was that?
We can use the rake of Haskell too.
I'm not sure about
What's your
it.
question?
KU student can use the gym of Haskell.
If you're a student, I don't know, you don't have to ask Haskell, but you can take a Haskell class and then use it.
I mean, I know today we have a pool party and everyone's welcome.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, sweet.
All right. I'm taking a half day.
So yeah, if you're on KU campus, over next to, well, this is Allen Fieldhouse where they play basketball, and then that big building with all of the windows is the DeBruce Center, and they have like a little spot
I
where
love
you can
the food there. The mac and cheese is awesome.
yeah, you can eat over there, and right next door to that is the parking garage, and if you get a parking ticket, you can pay it up in the garage.
And then if you really like history, especially the history of basketball, they do have like a mini like museum type exhibit down there where you can learn about the history of basketball and how that relates to Lawrence and KU.
But if you've seen smoke signals, then basketball wasn't created yet.
For real.
I kind of miss campus life.
Yeah.
It's always so vibrant, so much energy.
People there are like, do you miss college or do you just miss a walkable community with like friends and
Yes, that part. I don't miss the assignments. The 400 people lecture halls, don't miss those. Don't miss college algebra, but
We just got an lecture hall and well lecture room in Parker Hall. That was just made.
ooh.
nice. Yeah, have they updated Sequoia Hall yet? Have they opened it?
I don't know, did they?
I'm excited to see
Yeah, I
what.
think they did.
They did?
Oh, nice.
Usually go here.
Oh, okay.
I'm just curious about Hiawatha. Like, what is inside?
Which one is that?
The big one with the windows all boarded up.
To the Union.
The one next to the auditorium?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Back in the day.
It's
Because I
are you
came here back in the 90s.
A tour and then
There
return.
used to be a pool in there.
So
too.
we'll catch the next 8 southbound.
do you have some any
It used to be the chapel.
before you
I find it funny that it's
oh
the
tour
chapel.
of the station, yeah?
Yeah. So do a 20-minute tour of Central Station and then come back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get your bubble while you're there. Can we?
Yeah, we should.
Yes. Get our boba.
Yeah.
I think it's too early to transfer.
If they don't provide the classes at Haskell, you can take them here.
We could. What I plan on doing is, you know, probably sending up for Cater's choir, just for a credit that I.
Yeah.
I mean, I was a choir too, but I was part of it, and it was like maybe only 10 of us.
I was double checking. We're gonna be probably about half an hour behind schedule.
Traffic.
Mhm.
We're almost there.
Yeah.
At the station will be the
What do you mean, like 10?
5 after.
A little like 5 after. Okay. Well, if we're gonna do tour and get boba, we might be a little bit behind and catch the next one. But it's every 30 minutes. Yeah. Yeah.
I thought that said Niles, but it's
Woo, we made it.
Yes.
I don't know.
Thank you.
Have a good day. I'm excited that we have this free service for everybody, though. It's nice.
If you have a friend that has a meal plan at KU, take advantage of them too. because you know they can swipe you when you can get free food through them too.
Need to get some friends at KU.
Excuse me.
Here?
Can I get out here? No.
Almost there. You know, I will get you up as soon as we clear that intersection. Okay?
Oh, okay.
And up here, there's also the student union,
I know,
the Memorial Union,
Chick-fil-A,
which
yeah,
has Chick-fil-A,
You make one
Wendy's,
cluster that-
all the D's.
Thank you.
Hey, see you guys.
That's pretty far up on the campus.
Yeah, it's
though.
definitely on the hill. Yeah.
There's another union though, right over there.
Yep.
That one has Starbucks.
And a little convenience store, both of them have convenience stores. And also, like, say if you want to do like work for the what is it? What is the Indian leader? The news. Over at the Memorial Union, there's also the radio station, and we have an hourly show now on Tuesdays and Thursdays called the Haskell Hour, and we have DJs that come from Haskell to KU and do an hour show.
Nice.
And it's $50 a show, so hey, at the end of the month, you get a good little paycheck there.
Ooh. Side hustle.
Yeah.
Hey, that's grocery money.
It's fun. It's a good little side hustle. Choose a song, choose a type of stuff to talk about.
Oh, Taylor, do you remember the app for KU that has all the fruit trees? Okay, so KU campus has a couple fruit trees scattered around campus. And then, what was it, last year or the year before we went onto was it Snow Hall?
Yeah, it's in front of Strong Hall.
Strong Hall. And what?
Persimmons?
Yeah, the persimmon tree. Yeah.
It's like a 70-foot persimmon tree.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah. And then there's some pear trees.
Right here.
Up on the corner where the roundabout is.
Oh, yeah.
There's,
There's apple tree right here, over there.
Oh,
Is
sweet.
the fruit in season here?
At engineering now.
persimmons are about to be.
Yeah, so
pears.
a couple more weeks to a month, then the persimmons should be falling off the tree.
Nice.
Yeah. We just went out there with some bags and started picking them up off the ground. Yeah.
And also for students who are taking like acting classes at Haskell, like the teacher will bring us to this theater right here, and we'll have assignments to do like watch. We go to watch the shows for credit.
I didn't know the class was acting classes.
Yep.
How would you sign up for the radio station? Like if they were interested?
Look behind you. He's actually.
I'm faculty at Haskell. I teach media communications. I sponsor Indian Theater and also the esports. This is the esports team live. And we'll have meetings.
Oh yeah. So here is right here to your right.
And they coordinate how to get up here. And
Yeah.
all that. And
Looks like they're ready.
so,
We'll have to come back, Taylor, in the evening and then stay on campus for an hour and harvest apples. Yeah.
all the chunks get together, and that's where you can I also sponsor Thunderbird Theater too, the sponsors. And we're gonna have a bunch of different speakers come on campus.
Well, as a Haskell student or a Spencer Lawrence, you can get a free library card from KU Libraries, and they have like 9 libraries. So they have like an art library, a music library, science library, all that stuff. So,
Sweet.
and they stay open really late too.
Yep. So you're not gonna have to worry about the library closing so early. Like our library here, as you know, closed at 8 at Haskell, unless it's like right before finals, then it's open till 10.
I'm sorry, say the last part again.
And as we go down this hill, slightly to the left, you'll start seeing Central Station. So you'll start seeing the bus platform, and you'll see buses going in and out, students. So at Central Station, you'll see the K-10 connector, which is like the Johnson County bus, so Johnson County Community College. And then like 3 or 4 times a day, the Greyhound might be out at Central Station, picking people up, dropping people off.
I hate Greyhound.
I definitely prefer taking the train over, yeah.
Track, yeah. I took a bus from Buffalo, New York to Missoula, Montana. 2 whole days.
Ooh.
We're leaving Minneapolis, and the air conditioning on the bus just stopped.
No.
Like 85 degrees, and we're just like. And of course, the windows are like this, so you'll have to like open as much people as they can allow it.
So the first half of this building is the KU Ceramics building, one of their off-site studios, and then the second half is Central Station, and then up here is our bus platform. If you go up this hill to the peak, you'll see the Lead Center, and then more KU buildings.
We also have a program with the Large Fruit Tree Project that quite a few bus stops in town planted fruit trees near them. So you may find fruit trees at different stops around town.
All right, make sure you have all your earthly possessions. We don't want to do a lost and found situation today. We do have a pretty good recovery rate, but sometimes if somebody else picks it up before we find it, there's nothing in our power to do anything about that, unfortunately.
At any given time, we have about a bucket of phones. So
Yeah.
lots of people lose them.
And they never come back for them.
Some people.
Well, if you find the newest iPhone, let me know.
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yep, see ya.
Because I forgot my wallet and I need to do Apple Pay if you want to buy something.
Perfect. All right, so welcome to Central Station. We are on the platform right now. This is all pretty brand new construction here. So everything's still nice and pristine, and we hope to keep it that way. So please no littering. We just suspended somebody for sitting out here and eating food and throwing their trash on the ground when they were sitting right in between two perfectly good trash cans. So that person's got a week suspension. We want to keep this place clean, and we want to practice good behaviors here. So it's like really just, respecting the space and, having some common sense on stuff like that. Above you, you'll see some platform signs that'll tell you what bus is going to be parking there and at what time they are going to be departing and where that bus is going. So we are going to be coming back here to catch a bus to Peasley in a little bit. That hashed white area over there is where the K10 connector and the Greyhound will be picking up people and dropping people off at. So they have their own schedules and they will be going back and forth throughout the day. We have digital kiosks. This will tell you when your next bus will be through here. They are usually interactive, but every once in a while they do, have some issues where it's not interactive as they should be. The touchscreen's a little wonky. It's sensitive. Let's see, we have these shelters here. So Kansas is very windy, it's usually pretty flat, and so these shelters will break the wind for you. They are all equipped with a little infrared heater. We need to replace this one and that one. But in the winter months, it helps to break that cold a little bit. It's not gonna warm you, but it's just enough heat to break the cold a little bit. On the poles, you'll see that we have numbers. So those are gonna be the buses that are gonna be stopping there. There's an apartment complexes across the street. If you need audio for learning about the system or anything, you can press these buttons and it'll read off the schedule of the upcoming routes and all the services and everything. Oh, I gotta sneeze. You can do it.
Okay, so on this one, we have the 4 bus. So these used to be 2 separate routes here, and now the 4 goes all the way through Central Station and towards the west side.
So it goes to Free State High School.
Free State High School and the Walmart on the west side. So the 2 4 buses show up at the same time and they're going different directions. So you have to pay attention to, this one says destination Vermont and 7th, that's downtown. And then this side says destination Wakarusa and 6th, that's on the west side, Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it also has, we also tried to put the little destination here. So a good way of thinking about it too is that the buses are pointing the direction, the 4s are pointing the direction they're going to go.
Correct.
So this one is pointing towards downtown and this one's pointing towards the west side.
Yes. Since we have a few seconds before the driver comes back, so this is what the bike racks look like. They are very easy to use. They're first come, first serve. You just grab this here and you pinch it up. It comes down, and then you put your bike in the furthest closest to the bus, and then you grab this and you put this around your tire, and that's what's going to secure your bike in. When you're getting off the bus, if you do have a bicycle, remind your driver that, hey, I need to pick up my bike, so that they don't take off with your bicycle, because then you're going to be hoofing it. So just practice some really good communication with your driver. They usually can remember, but like they see dozens of people constantly, so it's hard to remember, oh, you brought your bike on the bus, so let me make sure. And then when you are getting off the bus, let your bus leave before you cross the street. Do not cross in front of your bus. It is not because the driver's going to run you over, it's because we have so many impatient drivers on the road. So if you're on the bus, you probably saw that cars were like trying to skirt around us constantly. If you are trying to cross right here, it's a huge blind spot for the other person driving around, and we have had some really close calls, so we would hate for anybody else to get hit by a private vehicle. So, you guys ready for some boba? All right, let's go. So we have a lot of bicycle amenities here. Those bike racks there, those are covered. So you can put your bike there, protect it from the elements. You can keep it there, overnight. And then the other bike racks, those are going to be rubberized on the outside so it doesn't scratch up the exterior of your bicycle. This platform does have solar panels on the top, some on the building as well. And then there's cameras everywhere for security purposes. So that's how we were able to suspend somebody for littering on the platform. They are irregular, and we watch them over the period of 8 minutes sit there, eat their food, and throw their trash everywhere. So these glass pillars were done by Monarch Glass, I believe, over in Kansas City. So they designed and constructed these on site. And they also did the glass work in the bicycle room and the chandelier in the lobby. So we'll see that in a second. This is the loop where you get picked up and dropped off by a private vehicle. Only buses are allowed on the bus bay. And then we do have a naloxone vending machine. So with that, you put in a zip code and it will disperse a dosage of naloxone. I want to 1 box at a time, but you can put it into the zip code as many times as you want and it'll keep spitting them out. It's free. We don't monitor that. DECA monitors the usage so they can refill it. But there's no judgment or anything. We'd rather people have it and not need it, and then need it and not have it. Narcan. So, yeah. But yeah, if anybody wants to pick up any while you're here, definitely feel free to. And then we're gonna go inside and get some boba. So. Welcome, welcome, welcome. There are bathrooms and a water fountain inside as well.
Real quick, this is another bicycle storage area, so you're going to be here and back. The before it closes, you can store your bike in here. We have the rubberized things and
Welcome to the lobby. If you look to my right and up, you'll see the chandelier. That was done by Monarch Glass. And then we have two partnerships that are pretty recent. So we have a partnership with the Lawrence Public Library, and this is their little off-site library, so you can buy books here. It's a pay what you can model, put the money in the red box. And then our second and our newest partnership is Boba and Beyond. So they're open here, and they will be here from like 11 to 4-ish. They're still adjusting their hours based off of the traffic flow, but if anybody would like to order anything, feel free to hop in line and go for it. Yeah. Yes. I'm all tangled up in my water bottle.